you. Okay. Hi, folks. This story goes back to my junior year in high school, back to this time of year in 1974. And our family, by luck or not, we grew up a block away from Ed Snyder, the owner of the Flyers. So this is a sports story. Yeah. Yes, I've fallen quite far, but hey, that's life. Anyway, what had happened here, a little bit closer?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. The Flyers were making a playoff run, and it looked pretty promising. And in fact, the night of their last game, my sister got wind that if the Flyers won, the Broad Street Bullies, as they were known, were gonna have a party at Ed Snyder's house. Now, my friend Kurt was with me at our house when my sister told us this. And a little backstory about Kurt. Kurt was the kind of guy that the girls never looked at in high school. But he was actually a very capable guy. He was very athletic, and he was extraordinarily daring. Later in life, if anybody watched that TV show, Ripley's Believe It or Not, he was the guy who shot the arrow at the guy who caught it in midair. This is actually relevant to the story. So, sure enough, the Broad Street Bullies win. My sister and I and Kurt, we walked down to the end of the street, and we had to crawl through this wooded area. We got to this fence, and it wasn't like today where our sports stars were so idolized. They were approachable, and so we hopped over the fence, and there we're talking about good vibrations. Oh my goodness, they put the Beach Boys to shame, because these Broad Street Bullies, Dave Schultz, Bobby Clark, if anybody remembers them. Yes. They were rollicking all around, wrestling with one another, slapping each other high five. We were having so much fun drinking beer with them. Yes, we did that at 17. Maybe we're into the party about an hour or two later. The Broad Street Bullies are no longer having good vibes. In fact, they aren't vibrating at all. They are on the grass, dead to the world. My sister's gone back to the house. And what did I tell you about Kurt? What was the adjective I used?
Daring.
Daring. He said, Bob, let's make sports history. And a little thing I didn't tell you about Kurt as well. He was a capable guy. He won our high school decathlon. He was very athletic. And he said, let's make sports history. And I'm, looking at myself, I'm looking at not much further than that, I'm thinking, how am I going to do that? He said, let's steal the Stanley Cup. The guy who was in charge of securing the security guard, the Stanley Cup, was older than the Stanley Cup itself. And the Stanley Cup back then didn't look like it does today. That shiny, glimmering thing, it was this beat up, tarnished, dented thing. It was ugly, but nevertheless, it had quite an appeal to two 17-year-olds. So I said, Kurt, okay, what do you have in mind? Well, Kurt, great guy. He said, look, I got this all planned out, Bob. We're going to do it. We're going to make off with it. We're going to make sports history. Here's how we're going to do it. Go back to my house. Here's the keys. Grab my Volkswagen Bug. Pull around to the front of the house. Have the car in gear, running. And of course, the passenger side door unlocked and open. Do this, and we will make sports history. Now that, again, as we all know, is quite appealing. And I thought about it, and I looked at all the Broad Street Bullies on the ground there. What do they all have in common? They are a dentist's dream. They've lost every single tooth in their mouth. And what is going to happen to us when they find out we stole the Stanley Cup? Toothless in St. David's is what we want. So I said to Kurt, let's imagine what the headlines are going to read a day or two from now. Stanley Cup, won and lost. And later, what is it going to say? The next day, and found. Except for the people that stole it. And that is the story of very good vibrations. And I'd like to end it with saying I'm having good vibrations from all of you because I had a little sense and said, Kurt, maybe not tonight.
Clap, everybody.